Nice, great. There you are. Hello, friend. Oh, not friend. Here's a good guy. Here's one. It's a nice open space with poison in the middle. Hey, what's up? Okay. So we got hereabouts. Hello, friend. Oh, not friend. Whoops. I need to get one of those built. Need one of those built. Put it on my to-do list. Because I don't need that right away. Bombard to-do list. Do I know how to make biomass yet? I do. Not much though. Oof, that's not gonna last long. Biomass. That being said, however, wow, quite a bit. Started? Don't mind if I do. Alright, head back this way. Get a free shot just because you missed.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
Inventory's about full. Oh, nuts. VSync on? You got VSync on. So, let's carry this in these organs. Nuts. Whip. Go back. I don't need the quartz either. Alright. Here. Go ahead and fill you up. Fill you up.
If I asked you to picture a single cell, I bet you'd imagine something super tiny that you had to look at through a microscope, which is totally valid considering the vast majority of cells on this planet are microscopic, especially since we're talking about whole organisms that consist of just one cell. But there are some huge exceptions to this rule, and I really do mean huge. The 6 big single-celled creatures that we're going to talk about today are not your average cells. And because of that, they've challenged our ideas of how life works at the cellular level and beyond. When scientists first spotted the trumpet-shaped stentor caeruleus in pond water in the late 1700s, they mistook it for a hydra, the anemone relative, not the mythical monster. Hydras are made up of tens of thousands of cells, though, and stentors are but one. Each can grow to be up to 2 millimeters long, which, okay, is small, but it makes it a colossus in the unicellular world, and it's big enough to be unwieldy. You see, one of the reasons cells are small is that large cells are too hard to control. It simply takes too long to send information from one part to another. But stentors can achieve their large sizes because they have an elongated macronucleus, which puts the critter's genetic material everywhere it's needed. They also have lots of small micronuclei that help out when it's time to make more stentors, which they do the really old-fashioned way, by simply splitting into 2. But perhaps the most remarkable thing about them is their ability to regenerate. Most cells don't fare so well if their membranes are ruptured, but cut a stentor in half and soon you'll have 2 totally fine stentors. In fact, thanks to the shape of its macronucleus, almost any piece of stentor can regenerate. It just needs a part of the macronucleus and a small piece of the original cell membrane. Researchers still have a lot of unanswered questions about this creature's unique healing abilities. Like, why don't the cell's insides leak out after it's cut open? How can multiple individuals regenerate from different fragments, and how does each fragment know which structures they need? But the more researchers study these weird little trumpets, the more they challenge our understanding of what cells can and can't do. Answering these questions will help us understand the full capabilities of all cells, microscopic or not. In the dark depths of the ocean, some 1,200 meters down, are weird little critters called gromia. And when they were first discovered in the early 2000s, researchers were completely puzzled. They'd simply never seen anything like them. It was later determined that these hard, grape-sized cells are a kind of testate amoeba, amoebas that make themselves porous protective shells called tests, which is super cool. But what's even cooler is that they move. Scientists believe Gromias crawl ever so slowly by extending tiny feet-like projections called pseudopods through holes in their tests, and they leave behind noticeable tracks in the sediment. These just so happen to look very similar to fossilized tracks that date back as far as 1.8 billion years, tracks that were said to be evidence for multicellular life. You see, many paleontologists argue that there was simply no way for a single-celled organism to make gouges like that. Now, of course, we know that's not true. So the discovery of Gromia challenged the evolutionary timeline. And now, most paleontologists think that multicelled creatures didn't come on the scene until about 600 million years ago, just before the Cambrian, when multicellular life as we know it really took off. Back in 2013, scientists exploring hydrothermal vents off the coast of Sicily found what they thought was a new species of sponge. The several centimeter-long creatures each had a stalk that penetrates into the sediment and holds it in place, and a globe-like top with lots of thin spikes sticking out of it, much like carnivorous sponges. And those spikes look a lot like spicules, the small hard structures made by sponges. It wasn't until later that researchers realized the organisms weren't animals at all. They actually belonged to a group of single-celled amoeba-like organisms called forams, and they decided to call them Spiculosiphon oceana. The researchers were right to be thrown by those spicule-like structures though, because they are in fact spicules. Each spiculosiphon collects and painstakingly arranges spicules from carnivorous sponges to steal their look. That's because it allows them to capture prey, like small invertebrates, in the same way carnivorous sponges do. So, yes, these are single-celled organisms that can devour both single and multi-celled organisms by dressing up like a multi-celled predator. Biology is weird. These unique creatures are only found living close to hydrothermal vent systems, and that may be because they prefer their water acidic and packed with the dissolved minerals that spew out of these underwater volcanoes. In fact, researchers think they could tell scientists where undiscovered vents are. Basically, if spiculosiphons are there must be recently active hydrothermal vents nearby. And they may also be a canary in the coal mine of sorts for ocean acidification. That's because while they like things acidic, they can't tolerate super acidic conditions. Their stolen shells would dissolve. So if they start struggling, that could indicate deeper waters are feeling the effects of climate change. Valonia ventricosa basically looks like what you would think a cell should look like, just supersized. They can grow to be 4 centimeters or larger. They're also known by the nickname sailor's eyeball, because back in the late 1800s, people thought that they were actually eyeballs staring back at them from underwater. But I think they look much more like giant underwater grapes. And in fact, they're kind of like grapes, at least structurally. The outer shell, or cell wall, contains a lot of cellulose, the same fibery substance found in all sorts of plants, including the skin of grapes. In fact, 19th and early 20th century scientists were able to work out the structure of cellulose by studying Valonia. They were able to look at it up close using X-rays and fancy microscopes to see that cellulose is made up of microfibrils, little parallel strands of cellulose bound together through hydrogen bonds. It's those bonds that make the cellulose rigid, which is how it gives Valonia the toughness it needs to grow so big. This deeper understanding of cellulose gained by studying Valonia likely played a role in the industrial development of cellulose-based products, which includes everything from plastics and lacquers to paper, cardboard, and more famously, film. Mermaids' wine glasses, or Acetabularia if you want to be scientific, can grow up to 10 centimeters tall, and they kind of look like fungi that you might find carpeting the forest floor with their stems and rounded caps. But they're actually single-celled algae that can carpet the seafloor in subtropical, shallow, rocky waters. Acetabularia has one giant nucleus located at the base of its stem, and because of that, it helped biologists understand what the nucleus actually does. During the 1930s and 1940s, German scientist Joachim Hammerling performed a series of experiments on Acetabularia to prove that the nucleus was the control center of a cell. He cut multiple specimens in half and found that only the ones containing the nucleus could regenerate. He also grafted together 2 species of Acetabularia and showed that the combined cell would take on the characteristics of whichever species its nucleus came from. Those experiments laid the groundwork for our modern understanding of the nucleus. It is a bit weird, though, that it's able to grow so large since all of its genetic material is down at the base. Like those Valonia we just talked about, they have lots of nuclei. In fact, once you get larger than a stentor, many single-celled plants have multiple nuclei which work together to manage the huge cell. Acetabularia gets around this by sending some of its genetic material to the upper parts of the cell as messenger RNA. It has all the machinery it needs up there to turn those into the proteins that that part of the cell needs. And in a surprising turn of events, it actually does have multiple nuclei. but only when it's about to reproduce. When a mermaid's wine glass wants to make more wine glasses, its big nucleus goes through several rounds of division to make little nuclei. Then all those little copies make their way up to the top of the cell. From there, they bud off into numerous spore-like reproductive cysts, which can float about for a ways before they settle down and grow to their full size. At first glance, you would probably have no idea that Caulerpa algae are individual cells. Individuals in some species can grow to carpet a square meter or more, and they sure don't look like your average cells. Each has a complex structure that consists of a stem, fronds that look like leaves, and root-like parts that anchor it in place. The reason a Caulerpa can grow so large is because it has loads of nuclei to keep all parts of it functioning properly. Caulerpa species also use a process called cytoplasmic streaming, which is essentially a plant's solution to a circulatory system. They always keep their cytoplasm moving in an organized fashion, which allows them to quickly transfer molecules and other structures around the cell. Lots of scientists have studied these algae over the decades. Researchers were particularly interested in learning more about how they get their intricate structures, because it was long assumed that that kind of complexity required multiple cells. Now, they believe it all boils down to when and where different genes are active. For instance, research published in 2015 showed that different genes are active in the nuclei in different parts of the cell, and these seem to be telling those regions what shapes to be. This has deepened our understanding of how all cells figure out their final shape and structure, and it's actually calling into question whether any plant is truly multicellular. You see, some researchers argue that all plants should be thought of as single-celled organisms because their cells are interconnected and communicate with each other through channels called plasmodesmata. And if cells are super connected, are they really separate cells? It's an intriguing question anyway. While humongous cells like Caulerpa are the exception, not the norm, because of their size, they've given researchers throughout history the incredible opportunity to dig into the typically microscopic world of cells. Because of that, they can help us understand the inner workings of all cells, big and small. In fact, you may have noticed that all these giant cells have something in common. They're all found in water. While it is possible for a large cell to exist on land, they're usually living in humid areas that have recently received heavy rains. Life in the water means less stress for cells of any size. No drying out, nutrients and waste products easily diffuse in and out, and the fluid pressure gives some extra support to their walls. So even in their placement on this planet, these cells have taught us a lot. Plus, they're just unbelievably cool. Thanks for watching this episode of SciShow, which is produced by Complexly. If you loved learning about these weird big cells, I think you'll love our Complexly sister channel, Journey to the Microcosmos. Journey to the Microcosmos is a relaxing journey to a world where stentors really are fearsome giants, with incredible microscopic footage by James Weiss, music by Andrew Huang, and the soothing voice of Hank Green. Plus, they've done whole episodes on stentors, so you might consider checking those out next.
Hey, my lawyer says it's urgent. I'm gonna call him in an hour. Oof, I can't even fit all this in me. After all that, this is what man. But he wants to be alone. Touched by the words of the song. Got a bed. Let's see here. I'm gonna need a equipment workshop. Let's see if I can put it in abutment. Is that really the closest one? That bad boy? Miners are taking a while to fill up. There we go. You bet those fill up too. Wait, I've got some data I could drop off. Alright, perfect. Police building is a go. Beep, 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 banana, beep, 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 beep. Okay, you.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
You don't say. I hope something wants to fight. Hey, there you are. Was it re-entering the atmosphere? What is that bang? Okay, what do we got next? Logistics.
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
On October 24th, join us for HBCU Homecoming 2020.
This is our time to come together, lift our voices, celebrate excellence, honor our...
Welcome back, race fans. This is Gene Leodowski alongside Bill Dick Mann.
It's Dickman, actually. Small but important difference.
The big story today is the return of Dallas Moonshiner to the world of racing.
We're in for a real treat as we get to watch one of the most flamboyant drivers to ever grab the wheel.
Fun fact, Bill, Dallas Moonshiner has 6 toes on her left foot.
I don't think that's true, Gene.
Okay, Robo. I'm hitting dirty air. I gotta split them.
No, it's too early. There's not enough room.
A race is like beer. It's never too early, and there's always enough room.
Ah, hell. Go for it, D-Train. Woo! Back from the dead, Red.
God damn, I miss racing. Feels good to stretch the old legs, take a proper piss, breathe in the freshish air. Truck was getting a little dang.
A little dank. Ernest Francis Coe thinks this rig's too swampy.
What?
Fine. Kermit the Frog thinks the rig's too swampy.
I get it. It's a frog. But wait, that's not all my fault.
It's literally all your fault. I'm made of non-reactive metal. You're a sack of rotting groceries.
Oh, boo-hoo. You never complained before.
Because I can't smell. Your farts are all ones and zeros to me.
More like a big old cloud of number 2s, am I right? Up top.
Put it down.
With truth, dignity, and civility. So help me. Insert a particular version of God here.
With truth, dignity, and civility, so help me insert a particular version.
Yeah, close enough. Congratulations. You are now citizens of Mars. Don't forget to pick up your $10 casino chip and buffet ticket.
Hey, great crowd, Vic. A lot of fresh faces.
Are you kidding me? Should have been 3 times as many people on that bus. Goddamn cannibal bikers. At least we know they're eating.
Well, hey, if you're looking for new citizens, I'm currently a free agent and citizenship curious.
A robot citizen. Maybe I'll make slot machine citizens too. Next thing you know, people will start marrying their dogs.
Yeah, that's the natural progression.
So, you wanted to see us?
You're damn right I did. I got something to say to you.
This isn't about the missing terry cloth robes from your last shipment, is it? Because 5% spillage is like industry standard.
What? No. Listen, Mars needs a big event to draw attention to the various niceties and pleasantries we have. Welcome, citizen. The Some You Can Eat buffet is right through those doors. I'm holding a stock car race here on Mars.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
And I'd like you to drive the Golden Pathfinder Casino Lucky Number 7 car.
Oh yeah!
Hold on 1 second, Victor, before we commit. What's in it for us?
So, what I'm proposing is...
We're in! Woo!
Nice negotiating with you, gentlemen.
Holy shit!
How you doing, number 7?
Great! Just missed the slot.
You're not out of it yet. There's a bunch of debris on turn 3. When you come back around, go low.
Nope. Strap rolls down the grade. Gravity says I go high. Like physics or geometry or whatever. That number nerd stuff you like.
No, Dallas, trust me. Go low this time. You'll avoid the pickup.
All right, but I'm gonna lose some serious speed. Yeah! Thanks, Robo. Great teamwork, buddy.
Whoa, how did Moonshiner see that? She must have eyes like a pigeon. Cock-a-doodle and do.
I think the bird you're looking for is eagle, Gene. Pigeons are virtually blind. We rejigged the ride high. Put it right where you like it.
What do you think, Dallas?
I think you're fired. Hit the bricks, asswipes.
What?
This is the best
Come
we
on.
could.
Well, your best is garbage. Get lost.
Screw this. I didn't want to be on this damn TV.
A little judgy there, Judy, don't you think?
Milestone
Yeah, the
reached.
work was just
The
fine.
molecular
Perfect.
analysis machine,
No,
referred to as the MAM,
Bring it
will allow
down.
R&D
Glad
to
to see
provide
you
new
back.
technologies,
Honestly,
items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field.
What?
Yeah,
To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons.
Second chance to win.
Note,
You ain't
the
cheating.
object
You
scanner
ain't trying.
requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific
Oh, I'm
objects.
sure you have a lot more high horses.
Now, I had to borrow some more money from the Jacob Brothers, but Moonshiner Trucking is now an official co-sponsor of the number 7 car. Check out the livery.
It says Monshire.
Son of a bitch.
And tomorrow we have the photo op with the senior citizens.
Walkies, no wheelies. That's my policy.
And Tuesday you have that urine test.
Oh, I think you mean Fat all has a urine test.
And next week is the autograph signing at the casino.
Finally, people lining up to praise me. And again, walkies okay, no wheelies.
That was some vintage old school racer Dallas bullshit right there.
It's worse than the day my birth parents abandoned me at GameStop.
We're looking at this all wrong. It's good we got fired. We used to be peons. Now we're gonna be peon-entrepreneurs.
I don't even know what that means.
It means that if Dallas is gonna be famous again, then you and me is in a prime position to suckle off the sweet, sweet gushing teat of fame.
Like a pair of piglets.
No, criminy. Forget the damn pig. Let me explain it to you simply. Now, this is you. This is me. And this is all the dadgum money we're gonna make.
Ooh, it kind of looks like a pig nose.
Exactly. All we need is good old-fashioned get-rich-quick scheme.
Oh, how about we make us some Dallas t-shirts and sell them to all the fans?
Hey, shut your pie hole. I got it. We'll make Dallas t-shirts and sell those to the fans.
Boy, you are good with them ideas.
Behold, the alluring power of live spectacle.
You're welcome.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go water down the top shelf booze. Try not to piss anybody off.
Me? Please, I'm friendlier than herpes in a whorehouse.
Dallas?
My dad said you were a good racer until you cheated. I got news for you, kid. Everybody cheats. That's why your daddy goes on so many business trips. Next!
What an asshole. He didn't answer me.
What?
Dallas,
my second favorite racer.
That never gets old.
Freddie Calhoun, my second favorite human on Phobos.
Wait, I'm the only human on Phobos.
Oh, you got me.
I gotta say, you guys exposing my fraudulent trucking enterprise was the best thing that ever happened to me. Once I got the insurance money, I rebuilt all my robots and turned Phobos into a power station. Now I supply the wireless power for all of Mars.
Okay, well, you want an autograph or what?
Oh, of course I do. Hey, did you hear? I've got my own set of wheels in the race. The Phobos Power #1 car.
Ha! #1 car. Classic Freddy.
Ooh, can't wait to see the two big rivals back out on the track again.
Wait, two big rivals? Who's your driver, Freddie?
Hey there, Nellie. How you doing?
It's Whiskey Johnson.
And that school teacher ended up making a full recovery bill. The only difference is now he pees out of his tummy button. That story sounds medically inaccurate, Gene.
But the real story today is the rekindled rivalry between Dallas Moonshiner and Whiskey Johnson.
Keep your head in the race, Dallas.
The only thing in my head right now is a colossal hangover. I got this.
Contrary to all those TV commercials you see on the moon, Mars is not for morons anymore.
I missed you too, Nellie.
So, how's Josh?
He's great. He's bringing the twins up for the race next week.
I could have had him, you know.
Well, I highly doubt that. You're kinda not his type.
Oh, really? Why? My ball's too big?
Same old Dallas.
Oh my god, are you guys talking about Josh? I thought he was amazing in the remake of The Notebook.
He poured his heart and soul into that role.
Hey, Dallas, don't look now, but Len Worthington, CEO of Gulp and Dump, is getting paid for free.
So?
So, let's go chat him up. Maybe you can help him land some of his trucking business.
What? I don't give a shit about trucking anymore. I'm a racer now.
Oh, come on, Dallas. I've been doing all sorts of things to help you get ready for the race.
So stop doing them. You're fired. You stink at this anyway.
The only thing that stinks
New
around
recipe
here is your
unlocked.
attitude.
And the atmosphere generators. And the potato farm.
New research
Not to mention the
available in the
husband
MAM.
lives here. Yeah, right, Robo? This whole planet stinks.
You know I can't smell. We've gone over this ad nauseum.
Get your Dallas Moonshiner t-shirts, hot off the press, and technically never been worn before. That'll be $20, sir. That feller looked like a ghost of Colonel Sanders' abusive father.
It's Moonshiner? Man, I've been saying Moonshiner this whole time.
I don't know, dude. I got it off the car.
What the hell are you two doing outside of my casino?
Selling some hot racing merch.
I get 20% of all profits.
Cool, that means we all gonna be millionaires then.
The number 175 cars are 3 wide and turn 2.
New object
Racing
added to the
big
object
enough for the
scanner.
3 of us.
Dallas, be careful.
Whoa! Some people may call that dirty racing, but up here on Mars, we just call it racing. Looks like there may be some oil left on the track.
Oil is a lubricant.
New
you know.
resource
A lot of your
added to the
water-based
resource
lubricants
scanner.
come in different flavors. Now my wife.
Nope, no one wants to hear it, Gene.
Hey, you sleeping?
I'm pretending to sleep.
We should go get a nightcap.
We never go out the night before a race, Dallas.
You never go out the night before a race.
Hey, what was that?
Nothing. It's just that I can't sleep. Butterfly.
Honestly, I'm kind of nervous too.
You see, I could use a drink and you could use a virus.
Oh no.
Just one. I'll just have one tiny itty bitty baby drink and you'll do an itty bitty baby virus. We'll sleep better.
Probably would calm my nerves.
Right? Come back, sleep, more refreshed tomorrow. If you think about it, it's actually the responsible thing.
You cannot go out drinking the night before the race, Dallas.
Bullshit, I can do whatever I want. Now go back to bed, Ellen.
No, it's my job to make sure you're ready for tomorrow.
Well, not anymore. I'm firing you.
No, you're not. Now listen to me. I am your cousin, and I will not allow you to sabotage your shot at racing again.
Look, I don't need you to tell me how to live my life. I especially don't need you to tell me how to prep for a race.
But Dallas...
Stop acting like such a bitch, Ellie.
Like a what?
You heard me, Pollyanna. I don't need you. I don't need any of you.
Got my viruses. Hey, what's going on with her?
Probably just your nerves. Now let's go get phased.
Faced?
One drink. Let's just get one tiny drink.
Oh my gosh. Should we go see what's wrong with Ellie?
Let me give you a piece of advice, Fatty Pete. Never ever try and comfort a woman. They will call the cops.
You know what? I'm gonna make a mental note of that.
Smart. So what are you gonna do with your share of the t-shirt money?
Well, I always dreamed of going back to school and finally getting my junior high diploma.
Listen, I got 2 words for you. Waste of money and time. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna invest in a full back tattoo.
Man, you got all the good ideas.
Picture this. Laura Lane in a T-back thong riding on top of the Laura Lane cruising by Mount Rushmore. But instead of all the boring-ass presidents carved into the mountain, it's 4 supermodels, tits a-blazing.
Man, that sounds so patriotic.
1, 2, 3, shoot! Ugh. Woo! How you feel, Robo?
I feel really good, Dallas. Really loose.
Error 560.
See? You're less stressed about the race tomorrow, right?
What race?
That's my boy.
Oh, I see something never changed.
Listen, Whiskey, the only thing that needs changing is your tighties after I blow your damn doors off.
Trash talk. Real fun stuff. But in all seriousness, go easy. We want to give the fans a good show tomorrow.
Good show. Racing is life.
Error 437.
Hey, we got Dallas Moonshine over here. Can I buy you a shot?
Look, we gotta give the people what they want.
It would be rude not to. Error 560.
Alright, everybody, to the Waffle House. We're getting scattered, smothered, and covered.
You're gonna kick Whiskey Johnson's ass tomorrow!
Damn right we are.
I'm gonna wipe the smug look off your smug face, fucko! Holy shit, got the all-time #1 best idea in the whole.
Let's do it, D-Bird.
Stop twitching so much, Robo. You're messing up my art. Huh, kind of looks like the woodsman now. Oh shit, Robo, act casual. Evening, officers.
Screw you, pigs!
Error 437.
Go get a phone call or something.
Not until you sober up, you rummy.
Fine. Let me run my McAfee. Okay, I'm sober. Where's the phone?
And that is some bullshit. Bullshit.
All right. Time to calm down, Dallas.
Oh, great. Here comes Nanny Bot 5,000 back from Nag Island. You're a hanger-on, Robo. You only like me because I'm famous.
Come on, Dallas. You know it's not true.
Oh, bullshit. Oh, shit, the race! I missed the race! Let me out! Get me out of here! Oh, God, what did I do? Oh, what is this? Some sort of I told you so parade?
No, Dallas, we came here to ID your body.
Yeah, I told him you died.
Really? But, seeing as how you're still breathing and you fired us all, we'll be on our way.
Uncle Danny, wait.
No, Dallas, it's too late.
No, I know it's too late, but at least let me say something. I'm sorry, guys. Look, I really cocked this up. And not just last night, either. As soon as Victor wanted me to drive, I don't know what, something just took over. It's not an excuse, but that's what happened. Ellie, you're the sweetest person I know. I can't believe the things I said to you. I'm sorry. Uncle Danny, you're the hardest working man I've ever met. When I screwed up everything on Earth, you took me in. And I don't deserve you. Fat Paul, you're such a great guy. You're always there for me even when I'm not there for you. I'm sorry, buddy. And Woodsman, you know, you're someone that also is in the office. You're a guy, and you drive a truck too, so you're like a coworker of mine.
A coworker, huh? I appreciate those kind words, Dallas.
Robo, you're only on Mars because of what I did back home. I know being here puts you in danger. There's a crazy white cowboy out there hunting you, for Christ's sake. I gotta be better about keeping you safe.
It's bullshit, Dallas. You know we keep each other safe.
Thank you, Dallas. I always considered us moonshiners more than just a crummy family. We're a team.
So you think when I get out of here, I can still have a job driving a truck for you?
Yeah, of course you can, dummy. But you got a race to win first.
What are you talking about? The race started 5 minutes ago.
What? No, that clock's busted. The race starts in 2 hours.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So what do you think, Dallas? Ready to race?